From love to heartbreak, we crack down on the top 5 most heartbreaking stories that you guys sent to us on our subreddit page. Hey yo guys, my name is TheFearRaiser, and that's right, today we talk about some depressing love stories that you guys left us on our subreddit page, Raiserverse, which you can also leave your own stories, by the way, if you want your chance to get them featured in the next episode, or at our email. All links down in the description below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to always be on top of the latest videos. That also means hit the bell button. Yeah, that one right there. Alright, sweet.
Our next story is called My Crush Rejected Me Every Year by SageMoon476. So this was back when I was in the 1st grade and has been going on since the beginning of 5th grade. In the 1st grade, I really liked this boy. Let's just call him Jack. So at some point in the 5th grade, my friend told me that I had to cut my hair in class with scissors to get Jack to like me. Of course that didn't work, so the next year I stepped up my game, wearing all kinds of pretty stuff. Jack still basically hated me, and throughout the next couple years, Jack continued to reject me. When 4th grade rolled around, my friends had a great idea. They told me to go get Jack to talk to me at recess. I asked him in the morning to meet me at recess, and he did. There at recess, I so stupidly asked him, "Do you like me?" Jack hesitated. "Not really," he had said to me. I felt so heartbroken. We stood there staring at each other for a few moments. "Right, okay, go get back to your game," I said, trying to hold back tears. "Great," Jack yelled and ran away. My friends came over to me and pestered me with questions, but I just stayed quiet. They figured that something was wrong and understood that Jack had said no. After that moment, I had been fed up with Jack. I decided I hated him and never talked to him again in the 4th grade. But then came the 5th grade. We were both forced to sit by each other in math class along with another boy I hate. Let's call him David. David and me hated each other as much as I hated Jack after that one day in the 4th grade. But slowly over the months, we became friends. So that's my stupid story about being rejected about 5 times.
This next story is titled My First Crush in Love by JWolfie101. I knew this girl since I was in preschool. She had long brown hair and a smile that just made me want to see her every day. We've been friends ever since. We got different classes the rest of the school until 4th grade. When I walked to the same class she was in, I saw her sitting down writing and I immediately gazed at her. I couldn't really remember her when I saw her. I simply just fell in love. I sat next to her and looked at her almost every day, but we were still friends. So we hung out at recess a lot and talked about our problems. She had a boyfriend already, so I just decided to keep it simple. One day when I came to school, she was whispering something to her friend and I was wondering what it was. Her friend then came up to me and asked and said she's single and if I would like to be with her. I said, yes, thank you so much for giving me a chance. Obviously I said this in my head, but I just simply said sure. We ended up being together for around a year and broke up in 5th grade because she liked another guy and kept talking, sitting, and being with him, which really hurt me. I ended up with another girl and that ended terrible too. I keep seeing more and more people mostly because I'm too scared to say no and hurt people. Till this day, I can't find a girl to rely on, only friends to depend on.
Our next story is titled My Most Embarrassing Moment with My Crush by Darinka R10. So, it was the last day of school, so me and my friends were chilling in the classroom. So one of my friends, who wasn't in the class because they were a grade under me, said to me at the park the day before, "Hey, can you get me a pic of your crush?" And being the dumb 5th grader I was, I said, "Yeah, okay." So on the last day of school, everyone was there with their electronics, so my crush was across the room on his phone. I thought I could be sneaky and thought, this is the moment, I can take a picture of him. So I pretended like I was texting, sitting against the wall, and I took a picture of him. But what I didn't realize until I took the picture is that I left the flash on. I had left the flash on, and he noticed that I took the picture of him. Now this guy had a girlfriend. He walked over to me, filming me and saying, "Did you just frickin' take a picture of me?" And the guy knew I liked him, like it was that obvious. But this was so much more embarrassing. His girlfriend knew I liked him, and as I was walking towards them to get in the line where the bus riders were, I passed them. His girlfriend gave him a big hug out of nowhere and said in a sad, sympathetic voice, I'll miss you, babe. He replied with the same thing, holding on tighter to her as they were hugging. She glared at me as if saying, "Beat that, loser." Yeah, that was the worst moment in my life.
At number 3, our story is titled The First Time I Got Catfished by Quidel26. The first time I got catfished was when I was 13. I was dating this girl, let's say her name is Jessica, and she had friends. Let's say his name is Ben. So I dated her for a year. I met her on Clash of Clans. To be honest, I only dated online because I couldn't get a girlfriend in real life. So after a year passes, I was talking to my friends, and they wanted to look for pictures to prove she's a catfish. But I didn't believe it until I saw it for myself. We found some mad pics of her that proved she was a catfish. When I confronted her, she told me it was one of her friends acting like her. I was so shocked and wanted to cry. I thought I had found love, but I was wrong. That shows life can be worse, and the crazy part is that she tried to say that I was the catfish. And our last story is titled Last School Dance by a dude named Johnny. So it was my last year in grade school, and we were at the last dance of the year. My crush was there, and I was planning on asking her to dance, but my friends kept distracting me. It was nearing the end of the dance, and I was like, I gotta ask her to dance. So it came down to me walking over and asking her to dance. My friend said that he had to leave then, so I turned around to say goodbye. And when I turned back around, she was already dancing with someone else. About 2 weeks later, they started dating. And that was the worst way to end my 8th grade year. Well, guys, that's the end of this episode of Raiserverse. Thank you guys for watching. If you want your story to get a chance to get on our show, be sure to leave it on our subreddit page, Raiserverse, or through the email. Again, links down in the description below. This time, we're going to give you guys 2 topics to choose from in terms of stories, so that way we'll pick which ones deserve the next episode of Raiserverse. Our 2 topics will be your most shocking moment or the strangest thing to ever happen to you. Let us know, and you might get your chance to get them featured. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Special thanks for the animators for making this video possible, and don't forget to subscribe for more great content.